calendar time. But boys and girls, I'm a little confused. I look at the calendar and it says we're in April, which is spring. And in spring we are supposed to warm up, but I've gone outside and it's rather chilly outside. I don't know, I guess that's what spring is all about. The weather is warm, the weather is cold, it's sunny, it's rainy. So hopefully it'll start warming up and stay there. Anyway, we are in the month of April. And we're not at the beginning of the month, and we're not at the end of the month. We are in the middle of the month. And yesterday was 14. I wonder what day comes after 14. Let's see. Neray has been counting, and Nathan has been counting. Scarlett has been counting. So I bet any one of you could tell me what number comes after 14. Say it nice and loud. You're right. It is 15. A 1 and a 5. Just like after the number 4 comes 5. After 14 is 15. And the color would be, if we look at our pattern, what color comes after orange? It is green. So we should have a green 15. But, ooh, it looks like it might be a special day there. I'll come back to that. Let's first figure out what day of the week it is. If we go from the date straight up to this day in the week, we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So let's all say the date together. It is Wednesday, April 15, 2020. And let's count real quick, Gardays. Let's make squeaky voices for the blues. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But in here it says happy birthday. So we must have a birthday, and it is Sue Bexa's birthday. So I hope all of you will join me in singing happy birthday to Subu. Are you ready? Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Subu. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, Subu. Yesterday's letters were W and R. And I said I went for a walk, maybe a run. Well, it stayed with a walk. But I also went outside when I got back, and I found something that was R, and I added to it a W. And what I did, I went out in my garden, and I picked some roses that start with an R, and I added water because roses are a living thing and they need water. So I added water, which is a W, to my roses. And I'm going to leave those right there because I love flowers. So let's look at our last few letters. Look, we're down to 4. I changed out the board so that we wouldn't have to keep spinning and spinning and spinning. So let's see what we get today. The letter Y. There's our letter Y. And yellow starts with a Y. So I will use a yellow piece of chalk to write the Y. Uppercase Y. Down at an angle, and then straight. It's almost like the letter V on top of a straight line. Now, Y is one of those that comes below the line again, and their shape is very similar. Sometimes they even draw an uppercase Y like a lowercase y. I don't do that. I don't think that's correct. But anyway, this one is just an angle this way, and then you angle and bring it down below the line. So we have an uppercase Y, which is like a V with a line on it. The lowercase is just two angled lines, but you extend it below. Okay? And Y says Y. Yakety yak. Y. Let's find our second letter. The letter F. Oh, the letter F has been up here forever. I think since we started. It was one of the very first letters on here. So finally, we get to do the letter F. And this is Francie Fish. And to make an F, tall line, straight down, and then we do two lines across, one at the very top, one in the middle. Uppercase F. The lowercase f is tall as well, but it has this curve at the top. So we're going to start, and that's the first thing we're going to do is make the curve, and then we'll come straight down. And we'll do a little line across as well. The lowercase f. Uppercase F, lowercase f. F says for Francie Fish. Y says yup, Yancey yak. See what you can find around the house. It's time to take a look at our plants. Remember we planted our seeds. It's probably been about a week and a half or maybe 2 weeks, and they're really starting to grow. I want to show you they have their initial leaves down there, and now they're starting to grow another set of leaves on top of that. So these are really starting to grow. I did bring them in the last couple days when it got really cold outside because it was down close to freezing. Remember that number 32 where water turns to ice, and I didn't want our flowers to freeze. So I brought those in, and I'm going to put them back out since it's warming up. But here are our flowers, remember our marigolds. And then I wanted to look at the avocado pit. I looked on the internet and it said that it takes anywhere from up to 6 weeks, I think, for it to be at a point where you can put it in the ground. And it said that the root has to get really long and then the stem will start to grow up. And once it does that, then you can put it in dirt. But until then, you leave it in the water. But I do want you to see the root is really starting to grow. That's probably about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches long. So we will leave it in the water, and it's in the window, so it's getting some sun. And see if we can't get it to start growing out the top as well. Now, I would like to do an experiment. As you know, flowers are living things, and they need water to grow. Well, the flower, or any plant, it gets water from rain and in the dirt. And the roots suck it up, and then they pass it up, just like through a straw, through the stem and up to the flowers. Well, water is clear. You can see right through it. But I'd like to see if we color the water and it pulls it up through the flowers, will it turn the flowers that color? So I'm going to leave the middle one clear, just plain old water. But I'm going to take some food coloring. I'm going to take blue, and I'm going to add it to this one. And we'll swish it around and make blue water. And we'll see that as the flower drinks the water and it comes up through the stem, will we see that blue up here in the flowers? Let's find out. So let's put some blue in here. Let's swish it around. I'm going to add quite a bit so that I could actually use the flowers to stir it. There we go. So here we have blue water. And then I want to do the other one red. Put some in here. We'll use our flowers to stir it up. I'm going to add a little bit more. I want it nice and dark. There we go. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on these and see what happens. See if it does pull up the water and it turns our flowers red, red and blue. Here's our list of sight words for kindergarten. Remember, we started looking at some of them, the color words, which are the first ones at the top of the list. I would like to use as many of these words as I can in the messages that we do on the board. So today our message is going to be 2 questions. And the first question is, do you, this is dashed or goofed, know the color words? And it's a question, so I'm going to end with a question mark. Some of these words are sight words. Do you know? The is a sight word. Color word. So we have 3 sight words in this sentence. Do you know the color words? My next sentence is where, I hope you can see that behind the flowers, where can you look for, I'm going to come down here so we're not behind the flowers, help. And it's another question, so a question mark. And this sentence, where can is a sight word, you is a sight word again, look is a sight word, for is a sight word, and help is a sight word. So in this sentence we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're redoing the word you. We've used it twice, but we have several sight words in these sentences. Let's read it together. Do you know the color words? Where can you look for help? Today on Seesaw, I have sent you a color word worksheet, and you need to match the word with the color. So if you're not sure of the words, where can you look for help? Well, yesterday I mentioned you can look at crayons, but another place you can also look is on the back of your journal. It has the colors back here and the color words. So if you're not sure which one, especially when you get to the B words, because there's blue, black, and brown. And if you're not sure, you can look at the journal and match the letters in the word on the sheet with the colors. So, do you know the color words? Where can you look for help? I want you to take a look at this picture. These are things that we can find in nature. And oftentimes when we're outside, we're going so fast that we miss some of these neat things. So I'd take a minute and look and see, do you see the dragonfly on here? Now you have to look real close because you can see almost right through their wings. They don't have much color to them at all. But where is that dragonfly? If you said down here at the bottom, you're correct. He's way down here. It's a dragonfly. Let's see, what else can we find? What about an acorn? Do you see an acorn? Remember the acorn, they fall off of oak trees, and those are actually the seeds of an oak tree. So if it ends up in the ground, it might grow another tree. Who sees the acorn? There it is. It's right there. What about a nest? Does anyone see a nest in the picture? Yeah, it's right up here near the top. And there's even a broken egg in there. I wonder what that means. What would have come out of the egg? Who lives in a nest? Birds live in nests, usually up in the tree. That looks like a bird nest. So I bet that a baby bird probably came out of that egg. Well, what I'd like you to do, one of these days when you get a chance, go outside, just kind of look around. But slow down and look around and see if you can't find some of these cool things in nature. I know Wyatt did that the other day, and he found this very cool caterpillar. I think he said it was a forest tent caterpillar, tent forest, one of those two, and it's going to turn into a moth. And it's very cool. All this fuzzy hair on it, and then it had these cool shapes on its back. It was very neat. So I'd like you to go do that too. Just slow down and look and see what you see. If you're able to take a picture and send it, that's great. Maybe you can color a picture of something you've seen. But whatever you do, just slow down and really look at what's out there in nature. There's some really cool things.